Hi, I'm Jill Chivers from shopyourwardrobe.com.
And I'm Imogen Lamport from Inside Out Style Blog.
And today's video is about your own personal style cycle. This is a term we just made up,
Yes.
but we think it could be a really helpful thing to think about when it comes to creating your own unique style and how you do that in a way that is right for you and has the right timing attached to it.
There are concepts of timelines in life. Of often how long we keep things. So it's for some people they'll talk about how often do you buy a new car.
Right.
And for some people that's every year. Mm-hmm. Other people it might be every 3 years. Some people it's 10 years. Some people it's 20 years. Mm-hmm. How often you make a major change in your life, and I think style relates back to this as well.
Yes.
That some of us have shorter timelines and other people have longer ones.
Yes.
And I know for myself, for a lot of stuff, I have about between 2 and 3 year timeline. Yeah. And that's for lots of things in my life where if something hasn't changed naturally, I start feeling this, I need to make a change. Yeah. And that would also probably be reflected in my wardrobe. Yes. That I'll bring some new things in to give me that feeling of change.
Yes. And mine is a lot longer. When I look back at my career and my work, it's come 5 to 6 year time blocks, and that's just happened naturally. I didn't plan it that way. Where about every 5 to 6 years, something new would happen. I would get recruited to a big consulting firm. I would get married and finish my MBA and start my own business. I would enter the online world, whatever it is, about 5 to 6 years. And when we talk about clothes and letting go of clothes and wardrobe management, I often feel that I'm hanging on to things too long by your standard. By your standard I am, because your cycle is shorter and mine is much longer, maybe twice the length of time that yours is. And you warned me about making sure that things aren't aging me or they're not for a life that I used to have, and that's really good input for me to keep that in mind so that my wardrobe is keeping pace, but I do keep things a lot longer than what you do.
Well, I actually have quite a lot of stuff that's quite old in my wardrobe. Yeah. So, most of my clothes, they're not 2-3 years old. They're probably more in the 5 to 7 years old. Right. But I will bring probably a little bit more new in. Yeah. Than maybe, and try and put it together in a different way. Yeah. Or try a different silhouette, try something a little bit new. And that I probably do that more frequently. Yes. But I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. So I see no reason. I'm not one of these people who'll go, I have to have a whole new wardrobe every year. Yeah. In fact,
And we know people like that. And we were talking about that to say those people probably don't have a really solid, confident sense of their unique style. If it's being thrown out and being replaced every single year, there's an instability there.
They're still searching. I feel that there's an element of, I haven't found it, so I keep replacing. Yeah. Because I haven't quite found it. But look, maybe they have. And they just like to get a new one every year because they've got a short timeline. Yeah. So it is something to think about. We'd love to know, what you think your timeline is if you've noticed, because I do think that about every 10 years, really, you'll have a little bit of stuff that will last longer than 10 years, but generally those things, it's about that is, about the expectation of how long you might expect to keep something in a wardrobe. Yeah. So your more classic items, your more plain items may last that longer, or the things that are outside fashion. So I think the more creative a garment is, often that will also last much longer because you will change the way you wear it. Yeah. But anything that is fashion based, if you go, this is a current trend, after 5 to 7 years, it's going to start looking dated. It's going to start making you look older than you are. Yeah. So you need to kind of reassess those things.
Yeah, and I think reassess is a good word, because the answer might be it needs to go, or it needs to be morphed in some way, or altered, or worn in a new way. But for some of us, the letting go of things can be a difficult process. Yes. It is for me. I find letting go of things, once I've decided, it's gone like that day. But the process of getting to that decision point is often long and protracted and sometimes quite painful to actually let things go. And I'm sure that's not true for everybody, but there's got to be others like me who have that sort of same, hanging on kind of thing.
Well, I think it's actually very common, because when you think about your wardrobe, for most of us, there was time and energy spent making the money to buy the things. There was time and energy spent going out to find the things. So when we're throwing out a garment, we also feel like we're discarding time and energy and emotion.
Good point.
And so I think it's actually really important to understand that. And so for some of us, we hold on to the thing because we think we're holding on, it's holding on to all this other stuff, but really it's
what it's symbolizing.
What it's symbolizing versus it's maybe we have a memory that, you know, that's not going to disappear just because we don't own the thing anymore.
Yes.
And that, yes, that time and energy was valid, but it's, you know, but is it still actually supporting us? And I think that's something that you need to consider. So I don't think it's easy. There are some people who do find it very easy to discard. But I know for myself, I don't find it easy to discard in my own wardrobe either. Yeah. Because, you know, there's all those sorts of things and there's decisions, and if I bought it in Paris, or, you know, there's memories, there's all sorts of things that we put onto our things. And so it is something, you know, I mean, yes, there's Marie Kondo, does it bring you joy? But there's a lot of explanations of joy.
Yes. Do you think about your own fashion, your own style cycle, and how quick or slow that is, and how you feel about letting things go, and what that process is like of letting things go, and that process of morphing and renewal? And let us know, because there's so many different ways of approaching your own unique style and keeping it fresh, and keeping that cycle in tune with your life.
Yes.